Hey YouTube, Jake Kennedy here.
I'm Lexi.
And I'm Garrett.
We're here with we're the Arkansas version of TheSonicDucks, and this is going to be our top 5-ish favorite deck profiles. If you want to see the original, it'll be somewhere around here. Start us off.
Well, my number 5 pick would have to be E-Heroes, because their playability is relatively, well, with the new support that came out recently, well, not recently, a while back, they made them a lot more playable. Prisma, Shadow Mist, Dark Claw coming out as well, and just an all-around good deck to play. So
My number 5 would have to be Harpy Ladies. It is a deck played by Mai. The reason I like Harpy Ladies so much is all the Harpies actually rely on working together and special summoning them out. It kind of reminds me of me and my sisters a lot, so that's why I like Harpy Ladies so much.
My top 5, or number 5, is going to have to be Yosinju. At first, when the deck came out, I was really iffy about it, and I really didn't care much about it. But after seeing how it was played, I enjoyed it so much. I am a big fan of swarming the field, but it's really special because it's normal summoning and not just special summoning everywhere. So you can put a lot of messing with your opponent trap cards in there, like vanities and stuff like that. And it's, yeah. Number 4.
My number 4 pick would have to be Raid Raptors. They're considered probably the newer version of Black Wings. They have the same play style, and I feel they're all around better than Black Wings to begin with. So, and Ultimate Falcon is pretty OP.
My number 4 is Akiza's Rose Plant type deck. Roses are my favorite flowers, and I love the way that how Akiza plays with her tuner monsters and loves to bring out all her plants and just brings out Black Rose. So
Because it blows up the field.
Exactly.
My number 4 is Frightfurs, my overall favorite fusion deck. They're just cute little animals, and then you combine them with like sharp, scary things like Sid from Toy Story, and then you fuse them together to get like 5 Nights at Freddy's. That's basically what it is. But it's a favorite. It's a fan fave deck of mine, and they're doing good right now in the meta. So, yeah.
To number 3, my number 3 would have to be Speedroids. They have a great constant special summoning playstyle. It's like you don't even have to normal summon during your turn at all, because sometimes they can special summon themselves to the field without anything there. Like Terratops is coming around on the field right off the bat, and then talking to board just right after that. There you go. Also, Yugo is a pretty good character in the anime, and I find his humor really great.
My number 3 is Ali's Aqua Actress deck. I love its playing style, how like the cards can bring out like other spells and traps you can activate it immediately. And once I read it and tried it out, I thought it was pretty kick butt. I helped a guy make it a little bit with it, and I actually found out that it was very hard to beat with another deck that me and my brother used. So, Ali's, I love her deck.
My number 3 is going to have to be Super Heavy Samurais. Now, these things I feel like have changed the game so much. Being able to attack in defense position with how big they are. And it's just, it may not be as fast as other decks, but they can bring out really strong synchro monsters, which are just plain amazing. You can play it with traps and stuff if you can banish it, but I mean, I like the whole monster deck. Number 2.
My number 2 is something that has yet to be released in the TCG, but it still looks pretty good from what I can see in the OCG. It's going to be Phantom Knights. Now, Phantom Knights, their playstyle is mainly upon the graveyard. If they're in a graveyard, you can banish them to add more of them back to your hand. And they also can special themselves from the graveyard by destruction effects, like with Breaksword. He can just pop himself, bring back his 2 materials as level 4s, go right into Dark Rebellion with them. Depending on the card you use, you can also add 1,000 attack or so to that. And also, it's just really cool because a lot of the stuff is just traps in the back row, probably no monsters to begin with, and then you can have a couple monsters here and there just pop right out.
My number 2 is Gem Knight. The number 1 reason is because it actually is my last name. It has my last name in it, and Julia is actually very well with using Gem Knights. I love it how they can special summon each other in like forms of gems. And like once you're able to fusion summon them, their Fusion are kick butt awesome. I love it. One of the fusion monsters actually can fusion summon another one without requiring any of the material for it. And another one, if you send one to the banish, if you banish one, then it can actually take on that ability, which I think is pretty cool. And I love how they have different little anime things like Sapphire and Amber and Amethyst and all that. It's awesome.
My number 2 is going to have to be Black Wings. Black Wings was the first ever full deck I made in the whole game, and I got in 5Ds. And I just turned on a channel and saw Crow, and I'm like, I have to build that deck. And ever since actually playing it, it's been amazing. It's so fast, and it's also so fun and everything, and just birds everywhere, birds galore, and it's honestly one of my favorites. On to number 1.
Before, I have something to say. I hate this man's Blackwing deck to no end. I spent years trying to beat it, making a few different decks, trying to be, and still, I only got to do it once. And another time I beat him, but it was in a tag duel, so it doesn't really count that much. But still, I beat him once.
Better than Raid Raptors.
Now you look here, mister.
Number 1!
Number 1.
Well, my number 1 is my all-time favorite deck. I have it. That's the deck I use right now, Synchron Quasar. I love how synchrons work and stuff like that. Like with the fact it's like, hey, you have this little guy, not so strong, little attack and stuff like that, and just add a couple monsters, synchro summon into their warrior versions, and then their effects are amazing, like Junk Warrior gaining all the attack of low-level monsters, or Dro Warrior being able to attack you directly, or Nitro Warrior gaining attack if you use spells during the turn. Just some random stuff that, like, hey, it kind of happens during the middle of the duel, and it gives me bonuses. And then also the fact is that they can easily bring out Quasar quickly is pretty awesome.
My all-time favorite, and I have to disagree with Jake on the best fusion ever, is Melodious Divas. The number 1 girl power, kick butt awesome fusion deck you will ever find. I love her playing. I love Zuzu's playing style with her Melodious Divas. I love it how, again, kind of like Harvest Ladies, they have to combine each other, they can special summon each other, and they also do a singing. And when you get into their most powerful fusion, which is Bloom Diva, she is invincible. So, shout out to girl power.
Quasar negate.
Melodious Diva all the way.
My number 1 is going to have to be Performa Pals. At first, I wasn't a big fan of the whole funny little hippo thing, but after a while, I realized how fun and energetic the deck is, and how it's actually starting to grow more and more on people. It's fun because the Performa Pals, they can all be used in other decks to support it somehow. And the way that you can throw in what the meta is now with Magicians and Odd Eyes to boost it up even more powerful, it's plain insane, and I love the deck so much.
And that is our top 5.
Thank you so much, and subscribe to Sonic Ducks.
Bye!